Since 1991, birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day,
Good day, ma'am. I am Aina Valenzuela from BIT 3K. Today, I will going to discuss the importance of a smart house. Having an automated house like this is a very big advantage or have a big advantage. You can control it wirelessly or without having any human interaction in buttons or switches. Plus, it offers advanced security in human entrance. Also, you can open it manually or wirelessly. Plus, you can monitor the data of the surroundings, for example, temperature, humidity, and etc.
So, good day. Ito po yung wiring diagram ng smart house. So, sisimulan natin dito sa may sensor na to. Ito po yung photoelectric sensor. Yan, ito po yung kanyang wiring diagram. Yung positive is sa positive. Yung ground sa ground. Yung signal niya sa may analog pin ng itong Arduino or yung extender na po to nakapatong sa may Arduino. So ito po yun yung analog pin, and itong nasa taas naman po is yung digital pin ng Arduino. So ito po. So bale itong photo electric interrupt sensor nakakonect siya sa may analog pin A0. Dito po yan sa pinakasimula, A0. Then next is yung photosensitive sensor or yung may LDR na sensor. So nakakonect naman siya sa may digital A1 ng Arduino. So dito katabi lang siya dyan sa may A1. Yan, A1 ng analog. Then play natin. So yan. Tapos ayan, pinapakita po yung connection nila. Then next naman is yung sa water level sensor. So yung BCC is connected to BCC, ground to ground. Then yung signal yan sa may A2. Tapos yung soil moisture sensor, yan, ganun pa rin po, same lang, BCC sa BCC. Tapos yung ground sa ground. Tapos yung signal is sa may A2 ay A3. A3 na yan, A3 yan. Yan siya dyan, A3. Analog A3. Yan, ground to ground. BCC sa BCC. Next naman is tong LCD 16 by 2. So yung ground sa ground, BCC sa BCC yan, SDA, SCL, ganun pa rin, same lang. So yan, pinapakita ko lang po yung connection nya. Then sa HC05 Bluetooth module, ganun pa rin, BCC to BCC, ground sa ground. Then yung TX sa may RX. Then yung TX ng kabila sa may RX naman din ng kabila, baliktara lang. Then yung sound sensor, same lang, positive sa positive, which is the A2 ay digital pin 2. Tapos yung ground sa ground, then signal niya doon sa may digital pin 2. So ayan po. Then next one naman po is yung sa may ayan, yung passive buzzer. Yan, passive buzzer. Nakita nyo, ito po yung passive buzzer. Teka. So yan yung passive buzzer, ito siya. Yan yung passive buzzer na yan. Ayan po yun. Yan, same lang po yan. Yung signal niya ay yung ground, yan. Yung signal niya doon sa may digital pin 3 Arduino. Tapos positive, ground sa ground. Then next one, itong push button. Bali yung BCC is connected to the BCC digital 4. Yan 4 oh. Tapos ground sa ground. So yan, yung signal niya yun. Yung ground yan, 4G is ground. Yan, connected sa may ground. Then next one naman is yung push button po ulit yan, nasa taas. Yan, kulay green. Yan. So, ang connection niya, same pa rin po lahat. Bali, BCC sa BCC, ground is to ground, signal is to the digital 5. Digital pin 5. Yan, ground to ground. Yun, kita nyo yung 5G, ibig sabihin nasa digital 5 ground siya. Next one is the pan. So sa pan din, ganun lang, same lang lahat po. Ground sa ground, BCC sa BCC. Yan, pinapakita, digital 6 yan, yes. Tapos yung ano yan, then sa signal siya na digital pin 6. Yan, kita po. Then next one is tong white LED. Yan. So yan, ground to ground. Yan, ground. So digital pin 7 yan ha. Yan. BCC sa BCC or positive. Then signal. Yan, signal sa may output ng LED. Then the flame sensor po. Yan. Flame sensor. So, connected siya. Ganun pa rin. Digital pin 8. So, BCC sa PCC. Ground sa ground. Then, yung output niya is connected sa may, ayan, 8S. Ibig sabihin, 8 signal. Digital pin 8 signal. Yun po yan. So, ayan. Ayan, okay. Then, next, the servo motor. So, sa servo naman, magkakatabi lang yan. Bali, 9, 10, 11 ang connection niya. 9, 10, 11 sa digital 9, 10, 11. Ayan lang po yan. So fast forward natin, pare-pares lang po kasi siya para di na po pahirapan. Next na po dito, yan, ground to ground, pinapakita ko lang po. Then next na po itong DHT11 or humidity sensor. Yan, ground to ground ng digital pin 12. Yan, BCC to BCC, kita naman. Then yung output niya, yan, sa signal ng digital pin 12. Then next, ito naman pong LED po ulit, pero dapat red yan kaso walang red po eh. Kaya okay na po yan. So ganoon lang din po, paulit-ulit lang po. Bali, ground sa ground, BCC sa BCC, then yung signal is to digital pin 13. So ginamitan din po namin to ng 12 volts na battery lang. Connection lang din po niyan is ayan, yung ground to ground, BCC to BCC. Ganoon lang po siya, kadali. So ayan po yung aming ginawa. Po yung pinakamalayong view. So yan, zoom natin. Yan, ito po yung kanyang pinaka wiring diagram. Okay, ayan po lahat siya. So ayun naman po, maraming salamat.
Hello. Para sa explanation naman ng code, yung line 1, 2, 3, tsaka 4, ito yung mga library na naka-include para mag-work yung servo, LCD or liquid crystal display, tsaka DHT sensor. Yung line 6 to 38 naman, ito yung mga data types, meaning naka-indicate dito yung mga sensors tsaka actuators para mag-work yung main function. Next, yung line 40 to 44, Ito yung code na ginamit para sa pintuan ng smart house. Yung button green, nakakonect sa digital pin 4. Yung button red, nakakonect sa digital pin 5. Yung 43 to 50 na code, dito naka-indicate na kapag yung green button lang yung clinic mo, doon lang mag-open yung pinto. Dito naman, dito, na if tumaas ng 1 second yung duration ng pag-click mo sa red button, mag-symbolize siya ng dash. Kapag hindi naman, kapag mas pag-click lang sa red button, mag-symbolize siya ng tuldok. Since Morse code yung ginamit namin dito, ito naman is yung naka-indicate habang naglalagay ka ng password. Like, please enter your password. Para sa code na to, kapag tama yung password na nilagay mo, which is yung password namin is dot dash dash tsaka dot, lalabas yung you're in mama, password right. Tapos kapag unang beses ka naman nagkamali sa password na nilagay mo, yung lalabas wrong Alfie again. Tapos kapag paulit-ulit na mali yung nilagay mong password, lalabas naman yung wrong Alfie wrong, wanna try again. Tapos kung mapapansin nyo, may delay na nakalagay. Nilagay namin yung delay para hindi mag-flood yung code sa
Para sa line 137 to 151, kapag yung threshold requirement hindi na-meet, di iikot yung pan. Gagamit din dito ng DHT sensor para ma-meet yung condition requirement. Pag nakaabot naman sa requirement threshold, means 255 kasi yung max. Then, iikot ng max yung pan, then yung isa pang condition. Kung ano yung specific value like 150 or 170, di depende dun yung bilis ng ikot ng pan. Yung pulse width modulation is yung nagde-generate ng analog signals and commonly ginagamit yan sa mga motors.
para sa line 153. Yung sensor na nakakonect sa analog pin 2 is yung sensor na nakaka-measure ng water level. And if tumaas ng 100 yung water level, tataas yung servo ng 90 degrees.
Dito naman for sensor, para sa soil moisture, nakakonect ito sa analog pin. Kapag less than 50 na yung nami-measure na moisture ng sensor, mag-i-indicate na yan sa display ng warning na dapat tubigan yung soil.
Para sa temperature and humidity naman, gumagamit ito ng DHT sensor na if tumaas yung temperature ng 31, mag-on yung fan motor para ma-lower yung temperature. Itong code na to is kapag mayroong water warning na yung sound na marinig niya is yung buzzer or yung ketone na yung pin mode 4 tsaka 5 na nagsisymbolize siya ng input, and yung servo na naka-attach sa digital pin 9, and yung pin mode 3 nagsisymbolize ng output. Yung button red tsaka green naman, yung initial nila is 1. Ibig sabihin, naka-on sila. Tapos, yung water level, yung current, yung pass, environmental sound, moisture, temperature, humidity, flame. Nakaset sila ng 0. Ibig sabihin, yung initial nila is naka-off. And then yung pin mode 7, yung output, yung last soil, naka-indicate na 65. And yung LCD display na may naka-display kapag inon mo yung smart house na welcome home Miss Alfie Dilag.
So in this part, you can clearly see the process of assembling in smart house. Well, we're gonna do is we remove all components and we start to build and maintain it processly to complete the whole setup. And also we make sure all the connected and the parts are correct so that we won't be make another mistake if it's wrong or not in the same place. So that's why we make sure all the connections are in the right place and better. So in this part, the struggles and the difficulties that we challenge and we face is the first, it's too tight because the casing or the spacing in the smart house are so very small and it can't reach by the hand, so that all the connections are need to remove it manually and make sure connect it by a correct way and make sure all the wirings are organized. So the second of this is the loose connection from the sensors, the motors and other actuators, because all the actuators are not functioning as well, so that we make sure we connect it and also we make sure to check it properly so that if it's already in program it will be work. And lastly, in this part of wiring, the struggle here is the organization of wiring because it's so difficult. We need to organize it properly so that all the wires are better and accurate, and make sure it will connect it as long as we organize it.
The seasons come and go like thoughts of you, like a wave returns to the sea into the blue. They change but in a cycle that I can't lose, each painful but delightful too.
Also in programming, we make sure all the codes are correct and accurate depending on the sensor actuators that they program, and we also make sure all the components are good and as a code correct.
This code implements a smart home control system that uses various sensors, actuators, and Bluetooth communication to automate and control home functionalities. Here a real-life explanation how it works. Smart door lock. User can unlock the door by entering a password by a button sequence. If enter password matches the present one, the door opens and welcome message is displayed on LCD screen. Otherwise, it alerts the user of wrong password using a buzzer and display error message. Soil moisture monitoring. If the moisture level is too low, the system triggers a warning using LEDs and buzzer. This feature can be used for garden or plant care. Water level control. Depending on the level, the system control a servo motor to open or close a valve, helping automate water supply management. Environmental monitoring. If the temperature exceeds a threshold or flame is detected using a flame sensor, the system automatically activates a cooling fan. Lighting automation. A brightness sensor adjusts the home lighting. If the brightness drops below a certain level, it turns on a LED. This stimulate automatic room lighting based on ambient light. Bluetooth control. Bluetooth control allows remote control via mobile app. For example, turning on and off LEDs, controlling the door, fan, car gate, or windows, sending a sensor data, temperature, humidity to the app for real-time monitoring. Car gate control. A servo motor control a gate for cars which can open manually with a sensor via Bluetooth command. Fire safety. A flame sensor detects fires and the system responds by activating safety mechanism like the fan is reduced temperature to trigger alarms. How it operates. The system continuously runs the auto process function in the loop. It reads sensor data, soil moisture, temperature, brightness, flame, water level, and execute action based on predefined condition. Simultaneously, it listens for Bluetooth command from a mobile app to manual control various components like the door, fan, or lights. The LCD provides real-time feedback to users such as prompting a password, showing warnings, and displaying system status. This system automates and secures a home while offering remote control and environmental monitoring, providing convenience and safety for the user.
So that's it, guys. That's all the lessons that we take. You can see the importance of IoT, especially in this video. It is how convenient and also how pleasure that the project of this has a good result. So that's all, guys. Thank you for watching and God bless.